All right. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone. Hello, everyone over there too. My voice summons people back. What's that? The longer I stand here, the more. These are transitional glasses. It's not that I just, with these cool musicians, I wanted to look cool. It's the Emmanuel Macron look, you know. Pick your answer. We were just gathering some vitamin D in the sunshine. Welcome back. This is a session and a panel or conversation that we're especially excited to have. And what seems like several days ago, but just yesterday afternoon when we opened our event, we talked about trying to experiment with different forms of conversation across the couple of days that we've been exploring global port cities. And as we know, New Orleans as a global port city extraordinaire is nothing if not a great music city and a cultural capital. And so we're thrilled to partner with our friends at the New Orleans Jazz Museum and the director, Greg Lambousy, to collaborate on thinking about this panel and this experimental panel of conversation and musical conversation. So let me just briefly introduce Greg, and then he'll take over from here. Greg Lambousy is the director of the New Orleans Jazz Museum, where he leads the museum's strategic vision, its exhibition development, its performance programming, and its educational outreach. And he has expanded its partnerships and audience engagement through initiatives such as the Jazz International that promote New Orleans' rich musical legacy worldwide. Before he joined the Jazz Museum as its director, he was the director of curatorial services at the National World War II Museum, and held senior roles at the Louisiana State Museum, where he managed collections, developed digitization, conservation programs. He's also a graduate of the University of New Orleans with a master's in American history and fostered cultural collaborations there. Let me say he's been a partner and a friend for several years now, and shortly after I arrived in New Orleans, he was very welcoming to me and took me around the incredible collections, and we started conversations about ways to collaborate. He's also been and is what we called yesterday an organic connector, and has helped facilitate some conversations for me recently in Marseille, and we're working to bring some musicians from Marseille to continue this conversation in other sorts of forms. So Greg, I should say, some of you may recognize him as well from the parade circuits. We're in carnival season, and those of you who are at the first parade that announces the beginning of carnival season, the Joan of Arc parade, may recognize him as this year's king of the Joan of Arc. So he was the guy in the crown and being carted around. In any case, Greg, thank you for being a friend and a partner with us, and we're thrilled to have this special session. So let me turn it over to you.
Fantastic. Thank you, Brian. Again, thank you, Brian, and thank you to Tulane. It's an honor to be here, and I think this is an exciting new effort and new center. It's a really great thing, I think. I want to introduce Victor Campbell. Victor is a prodigious piano player. My eyesight, I'm getting old, I got to take these things off. Hailing from Campbell, did I say it right? Yes, thank you. Cuba. Victor began playing piano at age 5 and went on to train at Cuba's National School of the Arts. He has played all over the globe. I can testify to that because we were in Orleans not too long ago. Campbell first visited New Orleans in 2012 as part of an exchange program with the Louis Armstrong Summer Jazz Camp, which was a great program. That visit changed his life, and in 2019, Campbell moved to New Orleans. He has been feverishly studying all styles of New Orleans music ever since and incorporating it into his own musical language. He can effortlessly transition from a blues solo to a Cuban timba montuno, and then right into a classical piano selection. In a 2019 interview, the great Chucho Valdez predicted that Campbell will revolutionize Cuban jazz piano, and I think that is a true prediction. Amazing. Both of these artists are. Mahmoud Chouki is a Moroccan master guitarist Multi-instrumentalist, composer, and educator currently living and working in New Orleans. His art draws together music from around the globe. In addition to training and performing with conservatoires around the world, Chouki also teaches music at Lycée Français de la Nouvelle-Orléans, and is the music curator for the New Orleans Museum of Art, otherwise known as NOMO. Most recently, he composed the music score for the 2021 Sundance award-winning film, Ma Belle, Ma Beauté. Chouki was also awarded 2020's Best Emerging Artist Award by Offbeat Magazine's annual Best of the Beat Awards. His New World Ensemble has been steadily gaining acclaim, earning his Gambit Weekly 2022 Best World Music Artist Award at their annual Big Easy Awards. So let's see, with that, I will ask the first question. And of course, this is for both of you. Has growing up or working in a port city influenced your music?
Oh, yeah. Whatever you decide. Well, first of all, thank you very much for having me in, having us. Thank you. So, growing up in Morocco, and yeah, I've been aware of this movement, and especially growing up in like Atlantic City in a port between Laraïch, Tangier, working in Casablanca, Rabat. And so yeah, it's growing up. I see like I see Morocco as a crossroad of cultures. So yeah, we have North Spain, and yeah, Africa, like Middle East, North Africa. So growing up listening all this music, and that's influenced a lot my work later.
Yes. Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for having me, and it's a great pleasure, and it's an honor to speak for you all. Thank you for the Global Humanities Center for inviting us, and the New Orleans Jazz Museum. And, talking about my interesting country, Cuba is a little difficult because it's too much influence. But I grew up in Camagüey. It's the center of Cuba. It's the second village after the first one, no, the third village. The first one was Baracoa, when Christopher Columbus came in the 1492, and to Cuba. And, I grew up in the farm with a family. It's really, really, really rural town, but with a family that love the intellect. And there's I really born in Esmeralda. Esmeralda is in the north of Camagüey, really close to the Caribbean Sea, but in the parts north. But later, I moved to Havana. And yes, Cuba have a lot of influence about Africa, Europe. This both culture, Africa and Principal, came a lot of tribus, we can say, like Congos, Bantus, Lukumis, Yorubas, and different regions of Africa came to Cuba and made the syncretisms, the transculturation with Spain. That's, it's easy pieces flying like a one. You have, it's a little sacrilege. You have a blonde woman and black man together, and it creates a new scene, and that's what happened in Cuba. We have influence of Europe, and at the same time, we can have influence of Africa, influence too a little bit, I think so, because I think so the Abaquois Society and another region in Africa have influence of Arab too, but you cannot see direct, You have to try to find in the music and the way to be, in the way we talk, in the way we create all culture. But yes, it's a lot of influence about port cities. Yes, and where I grew up in Havana, and to both. My family is Christian, Protestant, but in my neighbor, I could feel the Asian influence too, because next to me and Camagüey is a lot of Asian people. And in my family, they speak French. I never wanted learn French, but my parents speak French and Creole. And walking to the church, sometimes when I was back, I couldn't listen to the Asian people, you know, the drums and that cultures and that influence on me and my music too much.
Thank you, Victor. So Victor just talked about, I guess, the first time kind of realizing about other cultures, other, you know, for you, when was that, Mahmoud? Or the influence of other musics, rather?
Yes. So growing up on the end of 80s, like, and the beginning of 90s in Morocco, so we had just one TV channel and radio. So, and being close to Spain, so we kept some Spanish radio station, and that was actually my first connection. That's I remember. It was listening flamenco music, Spanish music, but also at home we had my mother listened a lot to Egyptian, Lebanese. My father listened a lot of like I remember like Cat Stevens or Neil Young or so yeah. But I can say that my first the music I ever listened and or like I've done it as I remember it was Spanish music.
So in port cities, you've now both traveled a good bit around the world. Have you noticed anything in particular about port cities and their music, and the music communities that are unique in southern port cities in comparison to any other cities that you perform at? Are there any things that are always or often similar between these southern port cities around the world?
Yeah, definitely. It's like I said, it's like a melting pot. It's a mixture of cultures from all around. So like Casablanca, or like where I worked, or Tangier, or like playing in Marseille, or like other cities. So it was amazing, like meetings with other artists that influenced me and influenced a lot my music. So yeah, it's being around port cities was like a major part of my work.
Yes, the Spain influence is really big in the region, in Latin America and Central America and the Caribbean. And I think so, repeating the idea of the people coming from Africa, and all the influence coming from Europe, like for example Baroque in Cuba we have the Esteban Salas, one of the crosses, was the point in contact with the Euro music and the Caribbean music, like a dialogue. And it was really early when we in Cuba trying to be in the it's a way to think that we have yet right now in this moment. We trying to be it in the same time, the same time in the same night, and trying to be a date with what's happening in in the moment we are living right now. And that's what happened with Esteban Salas and more composers, for example, Ignacio Cervantes or Manuel Saumel in the 19th century. That was, I think, so we create the national hymns. Something like, okay, I can play Mozart, I can play Chopin, I can play Beethoven, but I need something feel like me, you know, feel like and the country we born. And it's happened maybe in Peru, because I think so Peru have Baroque too, and maybe in Colombia, I have to read more about it, but in Cuba happens. And all the influence, because, you know, a lot of people came, Spain was really, we have colony, Spain was empire, really, and everybody came to Havana, you know, so a lot of great singers, a lot of great musicians, was like an important, you know, port, like to be. And that's, I think that in Mexico too, I can see a lot of foreign contacts, and Colombia, and I never been in Brazil, but it's a lot of, Asia have a lot of influence in Cuba too. Asia is really important, and I think it's port city too, because a lot of Asians with the revolutions came in the western of Cuba and Santiago, and that's why they start the son is like a style of music, and Changui and Guantanamo, and yes, it's a lot of foreign contact in Cuba that you can find in the port cities, and Cuba about spreading, you know, a wave to put close Europe and the new world. That's what they say in another.
Well, that leads to my next one. So, yes, Havana and Cuba had a major influence on New Orleans, of course. But, so what, for both y'all, so what similarities, differences between Havana, say, or Tangier, Casablanca, do you see with New Orleans? Not that you're living in New Orleans, what are some of the immediate observations you had when you came here, and what do you see now?
So, well, actually, it's been 8 years I'm here in New Orleans. So, but I visited first time like 11 years ago, and I really felt like it's Morocco here, and so after 8 years, I see that I feel like I'm a New Orleanian born in Morocco, and so most of the think it's this. You can see tradition and modernity and innovation. That's what I loved about New Orleans, and it's similar also to Morocco. It's like the tradition and the innovation lives side by side. It's very and also it's about music, celebration, food, family gathering together. I feel a lot of similitude between Morocco and New Orleans. And so a friend of mine came last year to visit, and we have this phone call, and then 6 months later we organize a festival. We call it Casanola. So yeah, that's bridge between. That's because we feel that Casablanca and New Orleans have something in common. Yeah.
Yes, in Cuba, and the first time here when I was 17 years old, and you know, Cuba at that times, I don't remember the year. I think so was 2012. We didn't have internet like we have right now, and you know, the information is power, and I didn't know too much about New Orleans because in my school, national school, we play jazz because right now. I don't want to talk about politics, but our mind is changing little by little. But in like a signature, we don't have just like a signature. We know about just mouth to mouth, and when I came here, it was like, wow, it changed my life, and it changed everything. That's what I'm here right now, inviting you all. But it was really interesting because I can see a lot of similarities. Like, for example, you have Second Line, and Santiago de Cuba, we have the congas, where it's almost the same. Everybody go out and ding, 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 and the rhythms and rolling. And the food too, a little bit. We don't have a lot of seafood because, Cuba is a little expensive. But, and the rice and beans, we have rice and beans. In the architecture, every time I walk in, around Bourbon Street, I can see sometimes the capital of Havana, the old Havana, and it's a lot of similarities with the architecture because the influence of France and Spain. In Havana we have it, and Camagüey is colonial a little bit, we have it too. But in terms of music, is too much because, for example, we have the clave, and here happens something like here the slave can play in the Congo Square, and we came from Catholics. The Catholics in Cuba is different from the Protestant because it's a little, it's not easy, but it's more freedom. And in Cuba we have Dia de Reyes, is some festivity that the slave came out and play, and when I can see this point in contact here, and more point in contacts, for example, with James Booker. One day, I didn't know about James Booker, and my mother hears, introduced me the music of James Booker. And by chance, my professor is one of the scholars in Cuba playing Lecuona, as the name is Uberal Herrera. And here I was, with all the internet, I was trying to find piano players, and I found this Booker. My mother showed me, and it blew my mind. And later I find James Booker playing La Malagueña, but in his point of view, it's really beautiful. And that's what I felt connect. Like, okay, if my professor introduced me to Lecuona and James Booker playing Lecuona, maybe I have something to say here. And that's put me more close to the piano of New Orleans. And and back in on the time, you can sing Goldschall too, because Luis Goldschall is from here, from New Orleans. And we have Ignacio Cervantes. And Goldschall came to Havana and met Cervantes. And later Cervantes go to Conservatoire de Paris, is one of the, in that time, one of the best school in arts. And he Goldschall motivated Cervantes to try and create something, something more express what's going on in that time in Cuba in 19th century. And it's put me in contact with New Orleans. And it's a lot of New Orleans in Cuba.
Yeah, exactly. You're talking about that interconnectivity. Of course, the underlying things that there's the French and the Spanish, the French colonization and the Spanish colonization, and both in Morocco and of the French, and then the Spanish, and the French and Spanish here in New Orleans, and the Spanish, and of course the slave trade, West Africa, Senegal, Benin, all the different modern countries and peoples that were brought over here. All of these rhythms are influencing, and it's not only that; it's also the brass band traditions too that are pretty much worldwide, which also exist in Morocco and I don't know, but there's so many similarities. But we're talking about global. So have either of you played much at all in Asia?
Yes. Well, I had this experience, like I played in India and Korea and Malaysia, and can we consider like Middle East like Asia too? Yeah, like Middle East.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's the music there. It's like again, like I see that in all major like city port cities. There is a lot of similitude in music because there is this connections from everywhere, and also colonization. Like we see that in Asia, and so yeah, so. And everyone loves New Orleans. Bro.
Yeah, but anyway, so I think there's something to that. The whole there's deep similarities, and there's differences, of course. But could you tell us each of you a little bit about your time in New Orleans and what you're up to right now?
Can you repeat, please?
Can you tell us something about your time in New Orleans and what you're doing right now? What are your major projects right now?
Wow.
Wow.
You sorrow me.
Okay. So I remember when I moved here, I was working on this project named Audio in Occident. It's been like 14 years as a music director of this projects in Switzerland, and the idea is to bring musicians from all around the world, and they don't speak the same language, different music background, different cultures, and bring them together 10 days and create music. So I was working on an album that time. So and then I moved to New Orleans. 6 months later, we went on a tour, and every musician was looking at me, saying, Mahmoud, something's changed on you. Definitely. It's the way to open up to the music and also to have fun. So I'm coming from like classical music and also playing a lot in Europe and everything was kind of calculated, and you have to do this, and stuff like this. Coming to New Orleans, it's like, baby, play, whatever. So there is no judgment. There is no. I remember, like, I never in my life have a tip as a musician. So, like, I never ever like had a tip as a musician. And coming to New Orleans, playing with musicians, asking like, if you like the music, tip the band. It's like I was so shy. And after 6 months, after when I went to, I had this tour or like of this album. And I was doing the same technique of tip, like for people to buy the albums. It was so fun. They have lines of people like waiting to buy the album. So that's actually musically also. I became more free. I can improvise. I don't calculate anymore. So I had more connection with the audience. That's also something I learned here in New Orleans, and yeah, it helped me a lot. It's like we worked together with the Jazz Museum for my album that I released last year, Caravan from Marrakesh to New Orleans. It's a beautiful project that I want to reunite like these two cultures from Morocco and New Orleans, inviting legends from New Orleans, Herlin Riley, Detroit Brooks, Dr. Michael White, Jean Boutet, Jason Marsalis, and more. And so it was a great lesson for me of also humility to work with the legendary musician from New Orleans, and they actually accept that I play New Orleans music in my way. I arrange it in my way, and say like, I was kind of shy at the beginning. I said like, can I do it? Of course, baby. So like, can I sing this in Arabic or do it in Daoud? So like, yeah, why not? I will play it with you. And so that's actually like what's New Orleans changed a lot of my also conception of music.
That's why people love New Orleans.
That's people want to love New Orleans. Yes, I can show that later with Daoud.
Yeah. Do you want to say that?
Oh, yes.
It'd be good to tell people what you're doing now.
New Orleans, means a lot to me because in Cuba, all the time I want to study here in United States, and something happened that I couldn't, and I started traveling part of the world, Europe and Latin America. But when I came here, I was in Tulane with one of the great artists and the popular music, salsa, Isal Delgado. And I was, the first time I couldn't back in United States was San Francisco Jazz Center, and later in New York, and I decided to immigrate. But I didn't want to stay in New York, maybe too cold. I want to stay in New Orleans, and my family here they are my angels. One of them, Jordan family, Ken Jordan, Keith Jordan, Marlon Jordan, maybe you know about that, gave me the welcome to here. And I start to learn. It's really difficult for me, like immigrants, learn new language, because in Cuba we study English, but not seriously. That's what we study English like, okay, how are you? Bye, ciao. Okay, that's and here, when first time I have to, take the English class in UNO, sometimes I was crying and what I did, and later came the COVID, 2 years, and I say, look in the roof, I say, oh, Jesus, help me, I'm becoming crazy, and it was really hard. But in the same time, I learned little by little the way to speak, a little jazz, but without lost my roots, my way to say. Because I remember when I was 17 years old, in Cuba, we speak really faster. Oh, well, Spanish is different slang. And in the music too, we came from the classical trainer. Since 7 years old, I start with my mother. And thank you, otherwise I was lost in the war. But she put me, all the time I want to play piano, but in Cuba we speak like, for example, with Chucho, it's really like you have to put really focus to understand what I want to say. But it's coming from the way we live in Cuba. We live really faster. We don't have car. We have to take the bus, everything. In New Orleans, it's something more, everything is more flow, you have more flow. And the first time I came here, 17 years old, a little ego in my character, like, I don't know why this man did that to us, but in Cuba, I think so here too, but we are really competitive, and you know how is the classical conservatory, everybody, okay, I playing Chopin, you are playing Rachmaninoff, what is the best? And we came here. The Winter Marsalis went to Cuba in the Summer Jazz Conservatory, and that's why they invite us to come in the Summer Jazz Conservatory here in New Orleans. And those days we are really, what's going on with these dudes playing? Oh, it's some of the guys I can play right now. I still playing with them. Oh, they are playing good. Wow, they are sounding good. And everybody worried for the Cuban, because we have famous. But, we were trying to figure out, oh, he really can play. Oh, and one of that night, I didn't know about Elis Marsalis. But Elis Marsalis is one of my favorite piano players right now. But, like what I said, in Cuba, we didn't have information about. And the first night, I have to go to... one of the night in the Summer Jazz Camp, I was really tired because here the scholarship is really like, it's a lot of signatures. We start at 9 a.m. and finish at 5, and I'm really tired. In Cuba, no. In Cuba, we are a little lazy. We study, but it's more relaxed. And one of the night I had to go to Snow Harbor. And Ken told me, go, you need to listen Ellis Marsalis. And I said, man, I really tired. Wow. No, another day. No, you have to go. Okay. When I listen this dialogue for first time, it changed my perspective and it become crazy. And I say, okay, I need to understand that. I need to dig in about it. And in the second set, we have to play. And I get a little nervous, but I came from the technicity, Rubalcaba, Chucho Valdez. I thought, oh, everybody gonna play your hands when I finish my solo. Jesus. Okay, Ellis Marsalis play later. I play, I don't remember which standard. And when I finished to play, everybody in silence. I say, oh, Jesus. I say, oh my goodness, what I did to everybody. And later on the time I understood is the music, even if we don't know each other language. For example, in the case of Mahmoud, it's another, they have microtones, another way to express, I can say, another melodies, the
Chord tone.
yeah, the chord tones is in our way that we have like a heritage from the Europe. We don't have it. It's different language. It's different way to talk. And that's what bring me here. Like I say, okay, if they don't claim your hands, I need that these people claim me the next time. And I try to understand his language and his blood. Put focus. I try to put focus and not try to transcribe. I trying to feel the way they are feeling and trying to bring to my way to feel. And that's what I bring me to New Orleans here. And I still digging with all the master, some of them. You mentioned it, Helen Riley, Ken Jordan, and another ones. And it's made results. And believe in yourself and believe in what you want to create and what you have in your mind. I try to put together Cuban music and New Orleans music and different kind of music. When I go out to Cuba, I want to try go out of my comfort zone, Don't play in the same time. Because in Cuba I play with Buena Vista Social Club, with urban movement too, like a reggaeton right now, like a salsa. I record too much, but one day I say, okay, I need to make the next step, and that's bring me to New Orleans. And last year or 2 years ago, I was playing. I have the blessing to play in the New Orleans Jazz Fest, and they found me. Right now, the movie, the film is really trending. Sinner, and it's really interesting because, and I'm really grateful, and it's an honor for me being here in New Orleans, because a Cuban, the music is really magic. A Cuban playing a movie is about blues, and it's really interesting. This movie right now is one of the best right now. It's really nominated, and it's making and brought me a lot of joy. Yes, movie Sinners, and the blues, the way of New Orleans being is like, for me, is my second home. I feel right now like Mahmoud say, more New Orleans than Cuba. I'm really grateful with the people here, with the culture here, and my little grain I want to spread and give something to this city. Gave me something to me, and that's.
We're grateful to have both of you here.
Thank you.
Do y'all mind showing a little bit of the improvisation?
So, like I said, I came from Morocco to New Orleans. I bring oud. Oud is an instrument that you can find in North Africa, Middle East, Persia. So, a traditional oud. So I became New Orleanian, and my oud also. So that's a version. It's a cigar box oud. So I was invited to play for the Cigar Box Guitar Festival, and they made me a cigar box guitar. It was amazing. And then I looked at it was a great friend, Brett Gardner, and the great guitarist, and they told him, "Can you make me?" Was laughing. It's like, "Can you make me a oud from cigar box?" I told him, "Yes." So normally a cigar box guitar is 3 strings, maximum 4. Told me, like, how many strings? 4? So like 12. So I'm like, no, it's not possible. Like, so I negotiate actually to 10. That's something you learn in port series actually. Okay, I was talking about this fusion between New Orleans and like Morocco. So. When I record this album, I used to play this melody, this tune like instrumental, and every time I had like Didi Bridgewater a few times sing it, and I play it in oud. And when I want to record the album, we couldn't have her because she was on tour, and with my producer Jameson Ross, we said, well, let's sing it in Arabic. And because the melody is a blues, but also it's really the maqam, or like the mode is really close to the Arabic mode. So, and then that's why I was so shy about it, and that's why I wanted to talk to Detroit Brooks. They told me, yeah, baby, do it, you can do it. So yeah, I'd love to sing it. That's for you. I want to do. You know. الدنيا دارت بيا خليتيني شغلتني خمارك راك مشيتي علي قلب حزين عيوني دموع عمرها تلقى محمود بحالي خليوها تمشي خليوها تمشي الله يرحمها راني كنت نبغيها نصار ديالي وخا تعيش عمرها تلقى محمود بحالي straight
That was amazing. That was great. Well, looks like we have just a little bit of time left. There's a total of 12 minutes left. So does anybody have questions for the panelists? Nick?
I wonder what y'all are doing for carnival time. Are you engaging in carnival activities in different ways? People I mean, there's
Oh, God, what time?
unknown musicians in New Orleans who play carnival. Maybe all the parades, celebrate, play the clubs.
Oh.
How do you relate?
Actually, I leave New Orleans during Carnival.
Yes,
Actually, I was very engaged, like for the party and for the. But as a musician, to be honest, it's very hard to be around around during Carnival season. So no parking, and it's like also you can't compete as a musician with the Carnival season. If you have a concert or you have any concert or a show, like people say like, I love you, Mahmoud, I love your music, but it's music tonight. so I see you after. So it's been 5 years. Every year I travel somewhere. Every year I do some, and also it's good to like kind of refresh, read some book, and then get ready for the festival season after. Because that will be very, very busy.
appreciate your honesty. I appreciate your honesty.
Yes, of course.
A lot of New Orleanians feel that way as well at times.
Yes.
No, in my case,
He's ready on his
no, yes. All the time when it's carnival time, I'm a little scary because, I from Cuba, I love to hang and really party, and I get a little scary of what's going on. One time I was like, I said to my mom, okay, if I go, I leave on Friday. That's why and I be back when it finish on Tuesday, and I have 3 days with my friend hanging out. But last year I couldn't be in Carnival time because I was traveling with Delphio Marsalis for the West Coast. That means this year, maybe you can find me in some place because I be hanging around and maybe put my brain a little crazy. But yes, I be here in Carnival time. Having fun.
That was so amazing how Mahmoud started with the oud and this Andalusian kind of Moroccan song, and then you put it. We were just wondering if you'd be willing to try the opposite, start very Havana, and see him try to, or see.
Oh yes, yeah. Safar, but I don't know Safar with the same.
No. You start something
Okay.
Cuban. It's like, but
The same song, no? The same,
something
too?
something Cuban, like
gonna do?
anything, like anything.
We play.
No, just you start something.
Okay.
You want just to challenge. Afro-Cuban?
Yeah. What we played before?
Just we can improvise. D like D
Minor.
minor.
Major.
Minor.
Musically. Some of the old.
for another question.
Question?
Thank you for both of your pieces, the two pieces you just performed. One.
Thank you.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. My question is about the call and response, but I came in late, so maybe you already discussed this, and I just didn't get the opportunity to hear. But when you're working with so many different types or genres of music, and when you're creating and blending your sounds, how do you to me it seems easy the way that you showed it. It was easily done in my perspective. How do you do that call and response to be able to fuse your sounds together? And I think that relates to port cities, since it's the port city symposium talk, because you do extraction. I learned that word today here about port cities. Extraction of taking is what it is, and then reception of giving through port cities, right? So tying that back to your music about call and response.
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you. Actually, I was teaching and I just talk about that. And personally, it's like traveling. Traveling made me work and play with musicians from all around the world, and also take me out from my comfort zone. And that's when you're out from comfort zone, it's like you're in mode survival in music. So you have to learn it, and more you learn, more you get more comfortable with sharing music. For example, like I grew up, I played Cuban music back in Morocco, but I was the bass player because there were enough guitarists. So there's a lot of guitarists on that group, so they need a bass player. So I'm like, okay, it's me. And so it was a great experience to learn Cuban music from another perspective. So I think, very important to get out from the comfort zone.
Yes. In my case, I see the music like science, like science in terms of the music don't tell you, oh, excuse me. Sometimes you are walking and the music is going to your brain. And I know right now, I'm not digging, maybe I have to come to Tulane and make some degree about it. But I think in music like a psychology, sometimes like I can figure out like a chain, your state, your wave, and that's made me humbly sometimes, and don't see like in terms of like sometimes you see like my music is more I forgot the word to say. Sometimes we have. I forgot the terms, but it's like when you believe your way to be is better than another way. Sometimes you can learn, for example, you go to Guatemala or you can go to Asia or China, you can learn from them. It's without appropriation, It's like you go like humbly, like, okay, what you have to show me and what could I learn about it? And that's what I feel about it. All the time trying to learn, all the time trying to listen it, all the time trying to understand and later express some subconscious to you, I can say that. But you can feel it because you can know, sometimes we play blues, sometimes we play, they play the way to be, Morocco, sometimes I play the way I be, sometimes I play, I don't know. But that's it.
Also, it's a conversation.
It's conversation.
It's a conversation. Music, like I say, music, it's a science, an art, it's a universal language. So to be a musician, you have to learn those three. And it's not just improvising. It's really a conversation with we use the note as words. So that's when you see the musicians smiling to each other and because we understand what we're doing. It's not just throwing notes like this. It's like really that's part. It's a music as language, And so, yeah.
Yeah, it's subjective too. You can lie, you can doesn't lie. It's depends.
That's, yeah, you can, yeah.
You can lie.
So, yeah, you know when you're yelling, when you're like slowly.
Mahmoud mentioned traveling a little bit ago. Do you mind taking us out with Safar? No?
So far, so far.
So good.
Oh, man.
No?
So,
It's a dad.
it's like, let's play just the,
Just a truncated.
like, so A minor, A.
I remember so far, but
Just
I
the
start to
last,
fall.
the last.
Yeah, go.
Give me an A minor. A minor, like the chord. Yeah, I wrote this music, I don't know how to play. It's an A,
Me
G,
either. I don't know. I try to.
so it's an A, G, and C. you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I appreciate it.
Thank you for ending this two-day symposium so beautifully. Thank you, Mahmoud. Thank you, Victor. Thank you, Greg, for organizing this. I want to just thank a lot of people real quickly, and then I'm going to join you. See what's ready for you. This is how we end things also in New Orleans with music and with the open bar. I want to thank all the speakers over the last few days. I'm not going to name you all, but it was a fantastic combination of disciplines and approaches. I want to thank the Faculty Advisory Board for working with us to come up with such great and interesting panels and identifying speakers and being a part of chairing and moderating the panels. And thank you. We were really thrilled over the course days to the audience for coming out, coming back, coming throughout the days and hanging out with us, for showing up and engaging. At one point, there was a flyer. There's a QR code to sign up for our mailing list of events. There's an event coming up in a couple of weeks. We're inviting Stephen Ramos from University of Georgia to talk about ports in a more engineering kind of sense, which should be interesting. Thank you, Mariam. Thank you, Tori. Thank you, Allison, Regina, and Joe Mistro, wherever you are, is in the back. A huge thank you to you guys for putting together a fantastic panel set of days. Yeah. Thank you, video crew. There will be like edited versions of this, and we'll censor out all the anti-governmental comments that were made during the day, and then everything else will be on our website eventually. And thanks to the folks, many of whom you've been seeing staffing, changing food, serving, and cleaning up, like in this amazing set of work that you all have been doing. You, on behalf of all of you guys. So with that, we close our first inaugural symposium, and as we like to end all of our events, the bar is open. Thank you.